Well, hi everyone. Um, Man with a hat here, and as you know, I've recently been to North Carolina, where they seem to enjoy barbecue food, and that tends to be barbecue pork with coleslaw and barbecue beans, and and then a thing called biscuit. So I thought, well, I wonder if I can recreate that in an easy form in the garden. And here is the kit I have pulled together that I think anybody could pull together, so that we can see how that easy that is. It's a beautiful day here this morning, but they confidently expect rain about the time I'd be eating lunch. So disaster is a great potential here. So let's have a look at what I've got. I've got a 2 pound barbecue, one shot barbecue, that I'm hoping to just cook normally on. Some coleslaw. A packet of Tesco's slow cooked barbecue pulled pork. I mean, that's clearly cheating, but hey, I think that'll work. They've got some Tesco's mixed beans. Now, I was looking for barbecue beans. My whole life, Tesco's have sold barbecue beans. Now, no barbecue beans. So anyway, we've got mixed beans, which we may put some of the barbecue sauce with to make them barbecue beans. And then Tesco's all butter scones. Now, for years I've looked at how deep south cooking goes, and they have biscuits. And I thought, it looks like a scone, but it clearly can't be a scone. So when I'm out there, I have one, and they're scones. That's really cool. I mean, at least to the uneducated palate, they're scones. So I'm going to go with scones. And I've got some cooking materials, which are just old... I don't know what they are actually, but anyway, they're free. And then I've put some coffee in a mug, and if I can boil some water, I'll have some coffee. And then some old paper plates from Christmas. Okay, that's all I could find. And some matches and my cooking utensil. So, we'll pick up in the garden with some sense of what we're going to do. Okay. Right, we're all set up in the beautiful garden of England. The weather's still good, but you kind of know the rain's going to come. And I'm set up very simply. Rubbish old chair, barbecue ready, things prepared, and I think the first thing we're going to do is boil up some water for a cup of coffee. Now, it seems to me I may have to go and buy a GoPro, because I don't honestly know how to film some of these action sequences, if you will, on an iPhone. I've got to go now and light the barbecue. Okay. I think if I try and light it one-handed, that will be a disaster. So I'll be back in a minute when we light it up. Okay, 30 seconds later, and I've lit the paper, specially produced paper that's supposed to light all that charcoal. I must admit, I didn't think that was going to work, but well, so far so good. Intriguing. Now, under strict instructions not to start cooking until all of the charcoal is covered in a layer of ash. I'm guessing that's because it might stop the fire from burning through. We'll have to see. We could fall at the first hurdle if there's no actual barbecue. But I think the first thing I'm going to do, it says 20 minutes. It says 20 minutes, which seems like quite a long time to me. But anyway, I'll see. Once it's sort of got a certain level of going, I shall put on that metal tub full of water, and we'll see if we can, just on one side, we can brew up some coffee, because that will be very pleasant. Now, why am I doing this? can honestly say I've got no idea. Other than it looks like fun. And I think many years ago I was looking for things to do with my children, and there wasn't a lot of help about, and everything seemed expensive and everything was difficult. And I didn't have any time to figure out what I could do that they would enjoy and would keep them entertained and would be easy. And well, now I have the time to sort of figure out fun things to do with your kids of any age. And Garden of England backwoodsman feels like something I could do, and plenty of mums and dads could do if they need to while away an afternoon with their kids. This whole thing is, this is £5 worth, that's like $7.50 of stuff. The barbecue was £2, the beans were, I don't know, 80p. Barbecue pork was probably a little bit, but all of it was just so easy to do and not really very costly. And I think great fun. So, you know, like a lot of these things, I think sometimes you just have to figure something out and think, okay, I'll give it a go. Now then, am I going to break all of the rules, and put some water on to brew? Will that cause disaster? Will it stop the whole barbecue from working? Do you know, I think I'm just going to go for it. Nothing if not experimental. There's a bit of wind blowing, you're supposed to protect it from wind. I'm not going to protect it from wind, so what I'm going to do instead is put the water on. Okay, let's do that. It's a bit fiery. Put him like that. I just put him on one corner. And hopefully, in a little while, that will boil. And I can put it on my coffee, and then I've got a nice drink of coffee. Now, how am I going to get that boiling metal thing off the barbecue is a different matter, because I haven't quite figured that out. I thought I could get a pair of pliers, but I can't find the pliers. So, I'm going to have to get inventive. Okay, I'm off to get inventive. Excellent. Well, I've been listening to the story of Newcastle and Newcastle United. It's the last day of the Premier League. Newcastle United might go down. That would be a pretty epic thing. So I'm sat here listening to the radio, cooking my barbecue. So the barbecue pork is ready to go. I've sorted the biscuit out. Got that all with a nice bit of butter in it. I've put the beans on. I wasn't sure they were going to cook, to be quite honest with you, but now they seem to be doing fine. And then finally, I've got the liquid for my coffee. So let's see if my improvised method of dealing with hot things, which is a ridiculous gardening glove, will work. Oops. Ooh. Looks like a good coffee. Plenty hot enough by the look of things. Apologies for my ridiculous gardening glove solution to the how do you touch hot things. It clearly isn't going to work in the long run. But have I got some coffee? Oh yes, good coffee. Excellent. Well, the beans seem to be doing well. I think it's doing well, so I think it's time to put the pork on to barbecue up. So, we're starting off well. Coffee, barbecue, beans, coleslaw, scones. I'm sort of thinking, oh, it's starting to sizzle already. So we're going to have to move that around a bit. I don't think this is going to take long to cook. I don't really have any idea. This is all, frankly, very experimental. No, that's going to be very quick, isn't it? Okay. Thank goodness I pre-prepared everything. Goodness knows what I'm showing you on the screen here. Doing this with an iPhone, that's just not really working. But anyway, we'll see. Okay, I'll be back, I think, with a prepared meal. And there we go. Barbecue beans, barbecue pork, coleslaw, scone, coffee, detritus. I'm going to switch the radio back on and listen to the football while I enjoy this lovely southern barbecued meal cooked in the garden of England in late May. Okay.